Yes.
Yeah, I don't think we're on. I don't think we're on Twitch right now.
Oh, but how will the bots be able to interact with us?
Yeah,
Son of a. Oh, yeah. No, we're offline. Apparently, you skip 1 week on Twitch and they bite and they kick you off.
I don't know what.
Like,
I
come on
don't know
now.
why that happened.
We're not gamers, man.
Yeah,
We're not out there playing the new Call of Duty, I think is the new thing that's out now with an Avenged Sevenfold. I don't
I
know.
think. I think. I think. I think the story right here is this. Right here. I think this is the. I think that's the story.
Probably why. I think that's probably why. How long we been doing this? And we got 0 Twitch followers. But
That's
hey,
right.
hey, appreciate you tuning in whether you're watching on YouTube, Facebook. It is Mike and Molson. After a week off, we are back here to share some frivolity with you.
I've got winter hat head. Where everything
Oh
just
yeah.
goes. Eh.
Yeah, that's the worst.
Yeah.
I remember fondly having to wear the yep, see, just like that. There you go.
This is my life in Chicago right now.
When did when did the when did the bobble come
When
off
did
the
we
hat?
lose the ball?
Yeah, that's what I remember growing up, they all had them,
They all
and
had
then
them.
at some point we all just said at some point, "No more.
Yeah.
That just looks that's superfluous. It doesn't serve a purpose. It needs to be gone." And then we streamlined the winter headwear.
If you are a knitter and you found our show by accident, please call 707-4 Monkey and answer the question: whatever happened to the ball? Was it
Or I was gonna say, if you are a knitter and you have a show on NPR, or you're wrapping up your show, we would love to take your place
yes.
and fill some airtime on NPR. Thank you.
Did the ball ever have a function? Was it part of the was there a
No,
reason for it?
no, it
Was
just
it
like it was the puff. I
Yeah.
remember I think I was ahead of the time because there became an age where the ball signified that you were not cool, like you're still kind of a baby.
Mhm. Yeah.
And so I remember specifically telling my mother, "Cut the ball off." So my mom had to find where it was sewn into and then clip it off the top without ruining the hat itself. So, it's, yeah, I don't know why all of a sudden the ball became not in style anymore. I'm not sad that it's gone away, but but then it comes back as you get older. I don't really care. If I were to have one now, I'd be like, "Yeah, it's fine."
Yeah. We've got several topics to get into today, but this one is actually the more interesting one. The ball on top of your
This
winter
is the
hat,
most
technically called a pom pom, served three distinct purposes, Mike.
Oh, okay.
For protection for sailors.
What?
See, this is why you got to tune into the show live because this is the stuff that we go down rabbit holes and we don't know why we're down here.
Correct.
Early ships had very low ceilings and tight quarters below deck.
Oh,
When the
no.
seas were rough, sailors would be thrown around, frequently banging their heads on the wooden beams. A solution was a soft little ball on top of your head,
I had no idea
a little
that it
bumper.
came from the ancient sailors,
Hmm.
Columbus, that's why. He had the little one on top there.
Before hats were mass produced, they were hand knitted, made using an ancient technique called nandle binding. When you knit, you
Well,
have to
oh,
finish it at the very top. See, so it was a knitting thing when they had
okay.
leftover. They had to make a.
They had left over to do something with it, make a little bobble.
And in Napoleon's time, soldiers used color-coded pom-poms on their hats to distinguish which company they belonged to. You know, how would you know who to shoot? They didn't have a little
That's right.
they didn't have a
Oh,
little
no.
target on their head.
Oh, Pierre, I am so sorry. I am so sorry, Pierre. I would have shot you, but I'm glad you have the blue pom pom. I did not take you out.
According to the AI, the trend saw a massive revival thanks to Michael Nesmith of the Monkees. This is bullshit.
Yes, it really is.
AI is bullshit. It just makes
Shit. No,
things up. There's no way that
yes.
that's there was no 1960s hat pom pom revival because of Mike Nesmith. I refuse to believe that.
Well, I had mine when I was like in the late 70s, early 80s when I grew up. And then it went away like by, 89,
Yeah,
it was done.
I remember.
So, oh.
I remember I had one that was red, white, and blue, and right in the center it said Lake Placid Olympics.
Oh yeah, from 1980,
Yeah,
Team Miracle. from Team USA.
And,
You know what else? If we're going to go down this rabbit hole,
why
you know
not?
what else? Bring back the freaky freezy gloves and whatever happened to the color changing boots.
What were freaky freezy gloves?
You never had freaky freezy gloves?
Clearly
They were
not.
the
I wouldn't
gloves.
have asked you.
They're the gloves. They're the gloves that had a design on them when it got cold.
Oh.
Like they were regular gloves when you had them inside, but when you went outside and the colder it got, the more of the design showed on the back of your hand, like on the gloves. They were freaky freezies.
From the beginning, they were
See?
different. Yes, these gloves looked normal. But when it got cold, they got freaky. Freezy freakies.
Oh no, they're changing.
New freezy freakies.
See?
The gloves that change.
Okay. I do remember
They're
these.
normal now.
Right?
Oh no, they're changing again.
Freezy freakies. Press 1.
Oh no.
Pardon me, it's freezy
They're
freakies.
changing again.
Not freaky freezies. It was freezy freakies. My bad.
It's
But
okay.
still a deep pull. Still a deep pull for both of us.
Yeah, it's 1984. It's been 40 years since
Oh God.
I
remember
had a
getting those,
freaky freezy on your hand.
I think the reason why they why they were discontinued was because it encouraged kids to just run outside in the cold with nothing but their gloves. Be like, look at this! I see the spaceships.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Hi, I'm Freezy. We like the snow.
oh,
Love our new Freezy Freakies gloves.
Yup, Freezy Freakies. There are lots of fun designs to choose from, and they come
Much
lots
less-
of full designs.
A lot less intense than the previous one there.
The first one was better.
Yeah.
The pictures disappear, and outside in the cold, they come back.
Let's see that again.
Freezy Freakies.
Amazing.
New Freezy Freakies knits. When it turns colder,
Oh.
the colors
Oh,
look
I
at
never
that.
had those.
hats, gloves, and scarves from Swanee. The fun has just begun.
Oh yeah. If I can
I
get
never had a hat.
color changing pom pom, then
Yeah, that would have been great. Oh well. Maybe we get one of those, pair of those in my stocking this year from Santa Claus.
yeah. Thanks for joining us down that little trip down memory lane. It is time to get into some of the news that we are here to mangle.
Yes, for the show. And I mentioned Santa Claus, and you mentioned how AI was bullcrap.
Yeah.
Well, AI is ruining things. There's an interesting plot twist in this story, though. So here's what's transpiring, okay? This kid is sitting there with his mom, and he asks asks Google AI and basically asks what is Santa's spending budget per child worldwide. A
Hmm.
weird question to be asking, but it's like, hey, how much does Santa pay per kid worldwide? And spoiler alert, if you have your children in the car, we don't want to be like AI. The overview instantly turned his merry curiosity into holiday dismay with its answer reading, there is no set amount Santa spends per child as he is a fictional character.
That's right. Popularized by Mike Nesmith of the Monkees.
Yes, exactly. We saw a resurgence in the 60s with Davy Jones and Mickey Dolenz. That's when the kid in question, who's over in the UK, screamed, a fictional character?
Hmm.
The mom immediately says she was shocked, laughing in disbelief, telling him, no, Google doesn't always tell the truth. I'm your mom and I still believe in Santa. Don't listen to Google. So then it became a whole thing. She took it online and said, hey, Google's ruining this, FYI, for all these kids. A Google spokesperson then told the newspaper that was reporting on it, despite its AI overview, which derives responses from top trending web content, the company, quote, believes in Santa, noting that the site even featured a dedicated Santa tracker counting down the days until Santa's big night.
Yeah.
So Google's like, oh, we believe.
It's a difference of opinion. We believe. It's the machine that doesn't believe.
Yes.
Machine doesn't
And
believe
so
in
they're like,
anything.
we even have the tracker. Still upset. Parents aren't pleased that their tiny tots, who would likely prefer to remain all aglow, can easily open up the internet and be gifted a lump of coal. After several hours of damage control, the son, crushed by AI's revelation that he gave it the middle finger, seemed to buy his mom's insistence that Santa is real.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, the twist in this story is the child in question is 11. Isn't that on the precipice of finding out through non-AI generated reasoning that things are going to be going down a certain road when it comes to the steadfast. I mean, I still believe in Santa Claus. I think Santa Claus resides in everyone. But at 11, I don't know if you're going to the playground saying, "Hey, guess what Santa brought me," and being accepted as a pom pom
Right.
hat wearing individual.
You know, and it's always that way. I mean, even if there weren't AI, kids always find out through other means. They learn it on the street. And I think as
Yes,
parents, we got to do a better job.
or deductive reasoning.
Mm-hmm.
I think I've shared this story before with me. I learned way too young because I was, you know, inquisitive.
Mm-hmm.
And what I noticed was, well, first of all, I think part of the issue was we never wrapped my parents never wrapped any presents, and they
Oh,
also my parents never gave us presents. So the presents were just from Santa, there under the tree, no already unwrapped, just placed under the tree. But one when I was like 7, I noticed that the stickers that were placed over the Toys R Us price tags or wherever they had purchased them from, those stickers were the same stickers that were left on the coffee table, like right there. And when I called my parents on, there was so much else going on to get the house ready for family members. They didn't have a good answer, and I was like, I think I know now. I think I get it.
yeah. I mean, things start to, the handwriting starts to be a giveaway.
Yeah,
And I think I don't know how you do it. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't know because you made the right answer. Santa is alive. It is a spirit that we all have. And if you understand that it's better to give than receive, then you can figure this thing out, and you don't have to be a dick about it and go, "Mm, we don't
right.
want to lie to our children." Shut up.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly.
that's it. That's the answer. And there comes an age where you go, oh, that makes a lot of sense. I get it now. But you're right.
Get it
There's
now.
that window 7 to 10, 8 to 11 somewhere where things do start to fall apart.
Right. And so while it's not great that the kid can open up the Google AI, which an inquisitive question as well of, hey, what's Santa's budget? Um,
It's a great
it's
question.
just it's kind of yeah, it's kind of stinks that AI was to say, hey, you know, this is a fictional character. By the way, there's somebody here, another mom of one from Las Vegas, didn't have time to adapt and embrace herself before her third grader stormed through the front door after school one day and yelled, "We need to talk." Google had given the little girl a rude Yuletide awakening, telling her Santa isn't real. And it felt like a betrayal to this mom. I was offended, said the lifestyle influencer whose daughter is now a teen. I'd spent years committing to the bit, perfecting my Santa handwriting, making sure the reindeer had their carrots, nibbling the cookies just right, making sure not to let her find the wrapping paper Santa used for her presents in the closet. Then one day I was betrayed by
Yeah.
Google. Are you really though betrayed by? Eventually, they're going to find out. It sucks that it's going to be from a computer, but come on, I don't know if
Yeah.
it's betrayed would be the word I would use.
They find out through other sources. That's the thing.
Yes,
It's how you learn
yeah.
how to have sex, and that's how you learn about Santa Claus. And it's a shame.
There's always that one.
It's a
That's
sad
always that.
shame.
There's always that one kid that's
Yeah.
always the first one to know, then has to go around ruin it for everybody else in class. Nathan Bates.
I don't like him. Well, this is something just out of an old 50s cop movie where a drone flies overhead of a prison and delivers from the heavens a tasty meal and also some cigarettes for afterwards.
Well, if you're going to eat that much beef, you need a smoke, right? I mean,
Yeah.
that's just the way of the world.
The contraband care package appeared to include a carton of Lucky Strikes and Marlboro menthol, a bag of rolling tobacco, package of beef, crab legs, and a plastic Piggly Wiggly shopping bag. It's not
Oh,
clear
okay.
if authorities know who sent it or who is hoping to receive this gift. This correctional institution houses about 1,800 high and medium security federal inmates, and just one day, this thing, this food from heaven, dropped in, and before any of the inmates could have their holiday feast, those damn screws up in the tower. Is that what they're called? The warden? Hey, the screws
Yeah,
up in the
you
I don't know.
screws. Yeah,
I'm trying to
screws. Remember your Shawshank vernacular?
I'm trying to like get a Jimmy Cagney movie in my head. Like, I'm gonna get you, you squirrel. Anyway, they came and
Before
they took the steak and the crab legs and the Old Bay seasoning, and kept it for themselves.
was it? I'm trying to see. It doesn't look like it was cooked. How was that supposed to be prepared? Like I know with
Yeah.
crab legs, you can kind of just eat them raw. I think maybe I don't know for certain. I think you have to steam them, but I don't think you're eating beef tartare inside the joint, as it were.
Yeah.
I think it needs to be cooked unless they were trying to get it to the cook inside the joint, who then would turn around and cook it, and then they'd have their smokes later on. I understand the cigarettes can be used as currency, but I don't know if side of beef can be as well. Like, hey, guess what?
Yeah.
Guess I just flew in the joint. I got a side of beef for you.
Probably can't warm the beef up with a cigarette. I don't think.
Well, you never know. Maybe if you really commit to it, you could you could cook that beef with a lighter
Yeah.
forever, or the
Before.
cig.
What? I'm not sure what's over here. It's like something's kind of vacuum packed there. Guess just another.
That's beef.
Okay, and so is
The other
that
one looks like melted pork,
pork.
or maybe that's a steak too. There's the crab legs.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And the Old Bay. You got to have the Old Bay for the crab legs.
Yeah.
And then you got the Marlboros and the Lucky Strikes.
Yeah, that's an interesting use of drone technology.
Yeah. I wonder, do you, if by the way, if you are the guards, do you take that food home and cook it? Because you don't really know where it's come from or how it has been prepared, or who
Yeah.
may have touched that if they're flying it into a prison.
I'm surprised the
I don't, I
dogs
don't, I
didn't
don't.
come running and eat it all.
Right. Exactly. The canine units come in and
Right.
take care of that.
And an hour later, there's a Rottweiler. Yeah, they do
That
a
was
good
good
job
stuff.
at the Piggly.
That's a good meat department at the Wiggly. That's for sure.
Sticking on the crime beat.
Yeah, look at these two. They look quite like the sexy couple, don't they?
What do these
They
nice citizens do?
So these two decided to break into a restaurant, the Mon Cherie restaurant in Scottsdale, Arizona. All right. So they get in there, they force their way inside to steal money from the cash register. But once they get inside, they realize, oh man, this is hot. What we're doing
Yeah.
is hot. So they then were caught on surveillance video in the patio area having some of the sex. They s- they they broke in, they got all hot and bothered. They had the sex, then scattered flowers everywhere and ransacked the bar before hightailing it out of there. Employees discovered the restaurant had been burglarized after they came to work that day, telling local media the suspects stole $450 from the till. The staff also made a key discovery on security footage, which showed the couple's sex act with their faces in full view of the camera.
Oh, they were
So they were
performing.
so they were plowing away, doing their thing after breaking and entering, and then he's like, "I'm gonna break and enter into you, baby."
They were going to put that on their OnlyFans for sale, I bet.
I bet you they were. By the way, these wonderful individuals. On the left, you have one Carissa Suckanik, and then you have Brian Morrow, the old Morrow Suckanik party.
Yeah.
Uh,
This is in Scottsdale?
Scottsdale, Arizona. Yeah, Scottsdale PD detectives were able to ID Morrow and Suckanik by viewing the footage and gathering tips from the community. Can you imagine that day of just being like, yeah, what you did today? I had to go ahead and watch some homemade porn to see Suckanik and Morrow going at it. On November 4th, police arrested the two for burglary and booked them into Maricopa County Jail. The police say the good news for Morrow and Suckanik is they won't face charges for their amorous activities on the patio, only the breaking and entering. So the sex part of it is fine, but the whole, breaking in and stealing the $450 and ransacking the place, that's going to cause old Morrow and Suckanik a little bit of time in the old jail cell.
That's just too good of a name. I mean, really, that is. That's if you can't rehabilitate back into society, you can make some money. You can make some money being a suckanik.
You certainly can. You can have your own Suckanek OnlyFans page and do this at various places. I'm sure you'll make more money from the OnlyFans to bail yourself out of jail.
Yep. Let's see if we
By the
can.
way,
Go ahead.
the Mon Chéri restaurant does look very amorous in the Insta picture I see here that's attached to this story. It's very flowery, and you could see that people would want to get bit. I would never go back there again, though,
Yeah.
knowing that Suckanek and Morrow were in there doing their dirty dingo.
Well, here, I mean, if you want to, if internet do your job, get on the reviews and just start making sure that it's
Yes.
a good place for some fun on the sun.
I had a hankering for some French cuisine and a Suckanek, and boy, did they deliver on both. Blew my mind and my other thing. 5 stars.
Can I interest you in some dessert?
Yes, flambe me, please.
All right, we got to do this story.
Why do we continue to have to do these? Seriously, people, just listen to us.
This is a legitimately sad story, but is also turning into a crazy crime story. As you see in the headline, a climber left his girlfriend to freeze to death on an Austrian mountain. Now, he is saying that a storm whipped up out of nowhere. It didn't whip up out of nowhere. You're on a mountain.
Yes, exactly. Idiots.
And so they got, she started getting really weak, and he goes, oh my God, if I don't do something now, she's going to die. So he takes off for help.
No, you got to bring her with you. You carry her, you son of a
Yep.
bitch. You put her on her back and you carry her down the mountain.
Temperatures were well below freezing, winds up to 45 miles an hour, and she couldn't take another step. So he went to get help, comes back 6.5 hours later, and that was it. She checked
What do you
out.
think was going to happen?
Right.
What do you think is going to happen, a-hole?
Prosecutors are now saying that the boyfriend, Innsbruck, the boyfriend, Plomberger is the guy's name. They've charged him with manslaughter and saying that he planned the tour recklessly and made 9 mistakes that led to her death. Mistake number 1, getting on a mountain.
Correct. And while the hills may be alive with the sound of music, she's dead now in Austria.
So they were climbing the Grossglockner, which is a 12,000 foot.
Suckanek did that. She's climbed the Grossglockner too, old Suckanek, I'm sure. I'm sure she spent some time on top of that peak.
Prosecutors say that he prepared inadequately, didn't bring enough emergency equipment, and then when he got her up there, he went, "Oh no, you're in trouble. Wait, I'll go get some help." And off he went, leaving her to perish.
Yeah, do that, man.
Yeah.
You got to stick through thick and thin.
So then,
Plus, you just can't go willy-nilly up a mountain.
no. So then the cops try to call him, and he turns his phone off in the middle of the night and ignores all other attempts for the authorities to say, all right, what's the story here, Plamberger?
That's a little sus.
He argued the mountain police should have coordinated a rescue response much sooner. And I mean,
Oh, it's their fault.
Yeah, it's their fault. Okay, this is an interesting question, though. I mean, if you're a dope and you don't know how to climb a mountain and you do anyway, with a companion, excuse me, can that be considered murder, or is it just the risk of being on a mountain? I think it's just the risk of being on a mountain. You will die.
Well, I think there is that aspect. You have to have a trained individual who has climbed a mountain before. But I guess there is some fault lies in an idiot who would follow another idiot up a mountain. So there is some blame to be put on the woman
This is no
in
ordinary
general.
mountain. This is the Grossglockner.
That's right. This isn't just your regular non-Grossglockner. This is the
Right.
Grossglockner.
Yeah.
You got to watch yourself. So I mean, there is some blame on her for following this dope, but I'm sure he was just like, yeah, I can. You know how guys are sometimes.
Mhm.
You pull the wool over the eyes to try to impress the lady. and be like, "Oh no, I got this. I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing." And then you don't let on until it's too late, and then she's dead.
Yeah. The reports are saying that he told the girlfriend to only take soft boots designed for snowboarding. Now the story starts to get a
What?
little weird, doesn't it?
Yeah, you're not snowboarding down that thing. You're climbing it.
She was a relatively inexperienced mountaineer, but she had climbed several alpine peaks with Plomberger,
Oh, so
including
they've done this
the
before.
Dachstein and the Watchman.
Yeah, those are easy compared to the
But,
Grossglockner.
but the Grossglockner is what finally got her. And I think I could be a very compelling defense attorney and just say, Your Honor, it's a mountain. I rest my
Case closed.
case.
My case. And everyone be like, "You're right. Why the hell do people keep going up
I
there?"
would like to turn this over to the jury now. Jury, it's a mountain. What do you think? What say you?
Not guilty.
Oh
Mountain killed
yay.
her.
Oh yay.
The mountain killed her, not Plomberger.
Yeah. It's always the mountain. The mountain's always guilty. Well, and just the flight of fancy
Well,
that makes you think that you can go up a mountain.
yeah, I don't know if the mountain's guilty, but we're definitely helping its case. It's
Yeah.
like it's like you're walking right into the tip of the knife and then just pushing yourself on the blade, going,
Mhm.
"Oh no, now I'm dead." It's like, no, you kind of murdered yourself, idiot. Speaking of perishing,
Mm-hmm.
this one, once again, much like there is a certain age with believing in Santa Claus, there should be a certain age where you don't need to get behind a wheel anymore.
Yes.
And this is one of those times. What are you doing at 96 years old and driving? Like, kudos that you've lived this long, but you should be carried around everywhere you want to go like a Roman emperor
Yeah.
with a bunch of people, like in a bed where you don't have to do anything because you've
Right.
made it to 96. You don't need to be driving.
And
This
why can't we just say this is my solution?
okay.
Ready for this? I'm going to solve this.
Mhm. 2 for 2.
Yeah. What Why can't we just agree, I don't know, you get to 78 or something and you just turn in the keys.
Yeah. And
You just
walk
say, "All
away.
right, I can no longer drive." I don't know why. I don't know. I mean, it's bananas, and we've all had a grandfather or an uncle or somebody who keeps their keys and their license, and they go down to the DMV and they check a box, and here's your license, sir. You're renewed for another 4 years, and they shouldn't be.
No. Well, I mean, there's something to be said about having, your freedom and be able to your independence. But at 96, you really shouldn't. This happened in a parking lot um, in Potter's Court Lake Terrace Drive in the Altoona area. They say a 96-year-old woman backing out of a parking space struck and killed an 80-year-old woman with her vehicle.
Jeez.
So 96 and 80 are hanging out. According to a crash report, a Ford Edge was parked in a parking lot on Potter's Court, west of Lakeview Terrace Drive. At the same time, a pedestrian identified as an 80-year-old Altoona woman was walking in the parking lot in a southeastern direction behind the Ford. Trooper said the Ford's driver, identified as 96-year-old Altoona woman, began to reverse east out of the parking lot, did not see the pedestrian because they don't see anything because they're
'Cause they're
96.
96.
They're not seeing much anything. As a result, the back of the Ford struck the pedestrian. The victim was airlifted to a Florida hospital and was later pronounced dead. The driver of the SUV was not injured and remained at the scene. The crime, because they can't make a getaway. They're 96. Where are they going to go?
Right.
And now, what do you do? Like, you can't. What are you going to charge her with murder, vehicular manslaughter at 96, and put her away for the 2 months she has left to live?
But wouldn't it make sense when you can't drive until you're 16, and then we just know, okay, you can drive all you want until you're 75, and then you just don't drive anymore? Because
That's
I'm trying to think of some age where you still have enough wits about you, because it seems like people go over this hump where now they're too old and they're not thinking clearly and logically, and they're saying, "Damn it, I'm going to keep my independence," and then somebody gets run over.
if I may,
Yeah.
I would push it up to 80, but if I may, as a devil advocate, maybe they're over the cliff, but then you see all the young people and other idiots on their phone driving, and what's
Yeah.
the real difference there? between an 80-year-old and someone who's on their phone. But at 96, here's the thing: at 96, you should drive. The older you get, you should drive a car that you would be able to have had in your youth. So we should just hold like old jalopies and Yugos and everything in a holding bay, and you can drive that until it doesn't work anymore, and then you're out. Because there's no reason a 96-year-old needs a Ford Edge.
Yeah. If you can't crank that thing in the front, then you just can't drive
Correct.
anymore. If you're so frail that you can't do
Exactly.
that anymore. Yeah.
Correct. Exactly. You need that in order to be able to drive that car. And at 96, can you imagine? I don't imagine she's very tall, and you're in an SUV and you're backing up. And also, what is an 80-year-old doing just walking randomly through the parking lot?
Mm-hmm. Well,
It
she's
doesn't
doing the
seem
right
like
thing.
they were.
She's not driving.
Well, that's true. She's walking instead.
She's being a good American citizen, staying out of the driver's seat.
God bless you. You were a hero to all.
Mm-hmm.
But a 96-year-old now may be facing vehicular manslaughter charges for running over an 80-year-old in the park. Can you imagine watching that too? You're just out at the store and you see it because it didn't happen fast. It's kind of like.
Yeah. She had plenty of time to say, ow, 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 ow.
Exactly. It's not like the 96-year-old went in and hammered it. It was like, I'm out of here. It was backing out of just. Well, for both.
That's right.
The 80-year-old was probably trying to run, couldn't get out of the way because it's an SUV, and it was just kind of like, then she went down. So
that's right.
They didn't give the names to protect the innocent.
Yeah. So you're saying we should give them the state fair bumper cars to drive for the rest of their line? Yeah, that'd be good.
I think you're down. You know what, Jason, you make a great point. Kind of like at a certain age when you're younger, you need bumpers for a bowling alley. I think you need bigger bumpers for your car driving down the road.
Yeah.
To make sure you're not killing someone else's grandma.
Again, that's another sad story, but you go, this could have not happened. There was ways for this to not happen.
Do you think it was over a bunco game? Do you think that was planned on purpose that the 96-year-old like that bitch cheated in bunco on Tuesday? I'm gonna show her, run her ass over.
Wouldn't that be
I
great?
hope that's the way it was. That would be awesome.
Mm-hmm. This is one of those stories that comes from time to time and makes you go, oh my.
Yeah,
I
this
don't
one's
want this
wild.
to happen to me.
Well, we take you to Thailand. Isn't that where the guy was doing the penis surgeries in the back of a car?
I think so.
For a couple of weeks ago. So this transpired. A woman in Thailand shocked temple staff when she started moving in her coffin after being brought in for cremation.
Wow.
Oh God, this is a great name, by the way.
Oh, please.
And I apologize if I'm butchering it at all. But the woman's name is Wat Rat Prank Hong Tam.
I think you got through that
awesome.
okay.
Thank you. The temple's general and financial affairs manager told the AP on Monday that the 65-year-old woman's brother drove her from the province to be cremated.
Okay.
He had heard, and he said that he had heard a faint knocking coming from the coffin while he was driving her in. Why he didn't pull over and investigate, I don't know. He continues on. I was a bit surprised, so I asked him to open the coffin, and everyone was startled. I saw her opening her eyes slightly and knocking on the side of the coffin. She must have been knocking for quite some time.
Oh, my God.
Plenty
of time to say, it's getting warm in here.
Right, exactly. The brother said his sister had been bedridden for about 2 years and that she appeared to stop breathing 2 days ago, so he just said, screw it, she's dead. I don't think she's breathing anymore. I'm going to bring her to the temple to burn her ass and get her out of here. The brother that placed her in a coffin made the 300-mile journey to a hospital in Bangkok to which the woman had previously expressed a wish to donate her organs. So he's like, some bitch, we're gonna give Maud, we're gonna get Wat Pat Rat-a-dat-a Ding Dong. we're gonna give her the organs. The hospital refused to accept the brother's offer as he didn't have an official death certificate. So he rolls up to the hospital and says, hey, I got my dead sister. She wanted her organs to come here. And the hospital goes, do you have the death certificate? No, she's been bedridden 2 years, and I think she stopped breathing. I think we're fine. You just take her. The temple offers a free cremation service.
That.
Well, right. Well, why wouldn't if I know he doesn't have a death certificate, but he's at the hospital. Why didn't they at least look and say, "Hey, by the way, buddy, she's not dead."
Right.
Instead, they just said, we ain't got no time for this. Go to the free cremation temple down the street."
Yeah. They've got
So
the tools.
yeah. So the brother approached them on Sunday, but was also refused due to the missing document. Temple manager said he was explaining how to get a death certificate when they heard the knocking. They then assessed her and sent her to back to the hospital. The abbot said the temple would cover her medical expenses. Oh, that's nice.
It's
So
something.
the cremation temple said, "Yeah, your live one there. We'll pay for the medical expenses because we're pretty sure she'll be back here very soon."
Frequent
God
flyer.
bless. Yeah.
Uh,
If you hear knock, if you hear knocking at a coffin ever, just I understand you don't want to desecrate the dead, but just open it up anyway.
yeah.
That just seems like an abnormal sound coming from a coffin.
Yeah. Even if it makes a funny creaking noise, the wood, the nails, or something. But and it's one of those things. It's a fear we all have of them zipping up a body bag or shutting the coffin too early, and you don't know, and there's no bell to ring or something. But
Yeah.
I can't even imagine getting put into the toaster oven there, and they start shoving you into the
Well, well, first of all, you're on a 300-mile journey.
right.
You have a stop at the hospital where you're banging away, and then they're like, "Well, we're gonna cremate you and just kind of
Hmm.
put you in the hopper. You're damn near the oven. All of a sudden, you're bum 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 bum. Like, hey, hey, I'm in here. I'm in here."
Unbelievable.
Yeah, poor woman. Poor. Let me get her name right this time so I don't offend her in her
Please.
memory. Poor. What's the name? Poor Wat Rat Rak Hong Tham. God bless her. I'm glad she's still with us. Thank you. Nailed it. Nailed it.
Sorry. You came here for the news to be
Uh,
mangled. You didn't come here for the news to be accurate.
correct. Amen to that, my friend. Amen to that.
Shirley Manson had a just complete crash out.
What? Did she fall off the stage?
No, no.
Oh, okay.
I think there are people that were maybe wishing that she would, but she was at a festival in Australia where it is summertime. You're at an outdoor festival, and sure enough, somebody brings a beach ball to the festival, and she is not having it. She is pissed.
Yeah, you big fucking dudes. Wow, oh my god, you're so cool. It's just so fucking outrageously cool. I can't get over it. Wow. It's disrespectful, and musicians have had enough. And we're fed up of not getting fucking paid properly, and fed up of having to play for douchebags like you. You're a fucking middle-aged man in a fucking ridiculous hat, and you're a fucking fuckface. And I literally want to fucking ask people to punch you in the fucking face. But you know what? I'm a lady, so I won't. But if truly,
But if I weren't a lady, boy, I sure would do that thing
I would
right
love
there.
to
I would.
say
I would punch you right in the
over
fucking
to
face.
you, but you know what? I won't, because I pity you, because you're a small man with a small dick. Good night,
Wow.
angel face.
I'm only happy when it rains. Apparently, I'm only happy when I'm berating people. Did it hit her in the face? Like, what
No.
was the lead up to where she got that pissed? And how
No.
did she know it was that guy?
I don't know. I mean, earlier in the concert, she called him out for waving a beach ball around.
At a summer outdoor show.
Right.
God forbid.
And my God, Garbage has been around for at least 30 years, probably performing even before that. I suspect this is not the first outdoor venue they've been to. My God, you've been to indoor stadiums where somebody just, bounces a beach ball and it goes
Yes.
around the stadium and
Hell, I just saw the Offspring, who've been around just as long, if not longer, than Garbage, and they actually launched the beach balls into the crowd themselves. They're like, "Hey, have fun! It's summer.
right
Beach
on.
balls, here we go." By the way, Shirley Manson, 59,
Okay.
so maybe almost 60, and maybe she's just mad about somebody having fun. I'm not quite sure.
Well, so a couple days later, she's then at a festival elsewhere in Australia, and This is when people get together and they decide, oh, okay, you don't like beach balls? Well, we're going to bring all the beach balls ever. And then they started going
Nice.
crazy on her. But the guy, I guess, in question is this party animal here.
Oh,
They
Jesus.
finally found him, and he says that I guess he's been a festival goer for 30 years. He said, I saw Garbage first time in '96 when they were debuting in Australia. I'm a big fan. He said, I've done it before at festivals. I had a beach ball under my arm. Mike, you can actually feel the music. Holding a beach
Oh,
ball
really?
under your arm. It
So you're on your
vibrates.
arm. Oh,
It's just a little thing I
okay.
do to feel the music. All right,
Okay.
that's
Why do
this
you
guy
need that
talking now.
there? Yeah, I see it.
Yeah.
I just do it, feel the music, mate.
So he says that he said I thought it was pretty respectful. I just when Garbage came on, I did what every fan does. I tried to get noticed for a half second. So he starts waving the ball around. So no, he didn't chuck it at her. It didn't hit her. And even if it did, it would what
It's a
bounce?
beach ball.
Yeah.
Yes, right, exactly. It's just a beach ball. Grab it and then pop it if it's bugging you that much.
All of a sudden she's performing and she turns all of her attention to me out in the crowd. And at first I thought it was kind of hilarious and everyone around was kind of laughing. He said I turned around and looked at other people in the crowd and thought it was the end of it. Then the second round is, quote, when it went dark, it went absolutely dark. She starts talking about people to deal with them, her crew, the crowd. That's the moment that's stuck in people's throats. It went dark. I felt hurt that one of my artists that I've loved for 25, 30 years singled me out and made me feel very small and a bit afraid.
Yeah, that's kind of sad. If you're a longtime fan and just because you have a beach ball, she wants you to get punched in the fucking face.
Now, for her part, a couple of days had gone by. She refused to apologize for this tirade. And then she gets up
Okay.
on stage, and that was what this photo was from, and where they brought all the beach balls all the time. And she says, I have to address your glorious beach balls. They're very impressive. And the only thing that kind of shocks me a little, wait for what's coming here. The only thing that
Okay.
shocks me a little is that there's been more fuss made about me and me offending beach balls than there has been made about the 20,000 Palestinian kids who are now under the dirt.
Ugh. Really, Shirley?
So while
Really?
the press are busy cooking up some crazy antichrist rhetoric, I would just like to remind you what is actually important in life. If you're upset about your blessed beach balls, I humbly apologize. However, I would like you to remember what's happening in Palestine.
Worst apology ever.
How'd she get there?
To
I mean,
equate. That's a long way to go. I mean, sand involved in both, I guess. But other than that, there's no real linear argument to be made.
how do you get so profoundly upset that there's a beach ball outside? And then how do you say, oh, you think beach balls are bad? Let me tell you about Palestine.
In the middle of a concert that's outdoors where people are throwing beach balls.
Yeah.
Hey, read the room, Shirley. I
And
love
now
the
here's
band too,
Stupid
but
Girl. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. Ugh.
Wow.
I think I'm paranoid, ladies and gentlemen.
Have you ever had one of those days where it just everything pisses you off, and even just like the dumb little
Yes.
things, like a light bulb burns out or something, and you're just like, "Ah, blah, 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 blah." I mean, that's what this is like.
Yes.
I just want
Right.
to know what happened 2 hours before she got on stage and just lost her mind over a beach ball, and she's very concerned about Palestine.
Right. I was gonna say, even at my worst days, I don't know if I make that leap and be like, this is the worst thing that's happened since, the Armenian genocides. Like, okay.
Right, right. I mean, I mean, and yes, just for before the internet turns on us, it's terrible. Okay,
It is. It's awful.
Everybody agrees. It's terrible. It's awful.
Yes.
But
But comparing it to the beach ball, what she's doing lessens the impact, I
you
think.
can't just pull that out of your pocket anytime you want to diffuse. The old lady who drove over the other old lady says, "Oh well, sure, but that's nothing like the children that are dying in the."
What? Exactly. Makes zero sense. You can't use it as like a catch-all.
Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna get out of this. Yikes.
All right,
Come on,
that stressed me
Shirley.
out.
Yeah. Well, let's try to bring it back around to a little less stress level. Although I will say for the holidays, it's cuffing season, right? Is that what they call it? Where you're
Oh
like
man.
where you end up with someone just so you have a warm place to sleep and you get a gift. I'm not quite sure. I've been out of the game for so long, but this was interesting in the fact that this particular individual went through each generation asking for flirting tips,
Okay.
which I thought was kind of interesting. So they started with the boomers, and they said the advice they received from baby boomers when it came to flirting, I should say, is be yourself and be respectful. They said for Michael Swerdloff, a 64-year counselor, coach, and Reiki master who dates women, being your authentic self while flirting is paramount, he says.
As
They will
opposed to
eventually get
what?
to meet you, as opposed to what?
As,
Like putting on airs. Like you don't need the
all right.
filters, is
All
what the
right.
boomers are saying.
Right. Right.
Uh, Try your best not to emulate how flirting takes place in movies and TV. It is not natural or authentic and is much harder to do than it looks on screen.
Huh?
He also stressed the importance of gauging a person's interest and comfort level through body language and verbal responses. He said to tap out if the interest doesn't seem like it's there and to continually seek consent as an encounter progresses. Um, Fellow boomer Kim Ayers, a sex educator, loves a good pickup line because they correspond with her personality. The checkout line at the grocery store, I'll say something like, I bet you live by yourself, right? Anyone with that many frozen foods usually means that. And I chuckle and acknowledge I shop the same. What is that? That's the opening?
Wow.
Bet you live by yourself. Look at all
You
those
lonely too?
Swansons. You a hungry man? Because I know Suckaneck and she is hungry for love too. So yeah, so that
Okay.
was from oh god, here one last guy from the Boomers. I just love the name. Rudy Muschetti, a restaurateur who put his age as 70 plus, has observed that the most successful dates are the ones, quote, who generally ask their date what they'd like to share and actually listen to the answer. Ah, there you go. Well done,
Okay. So
Rudy
far, all right.
Muschetti.
Well, give me some other generations because so far I'm not hearing anything
Okay.
that seems unique to the generation.
Gen X says be funny, interesting, and interested. 51-year-old Adrian Alexander said, in my opinion, being yourself, unless you're a bit creepy, is always my first go to response for flirting. That's not an option due to fear, shyness, or any other reason. Focus on genuine interest. Ask a thoughtful question and really listen to the answer. If you remember a detail, bring it up later. That's always going to be appreciated.
This is the same thing the boomer said.
Is it? Is it, Johnny? Ryan
Yes.
Lindley, who spells the name Rhian. Isn't that the worst way to spell Ryan? Goes for wit, confidence, charm, and respect. It's a female, by the way, Ryan,
Okay.
that spelling. Let's
Is it
not become
raining?
pen pals and let's plan a first date pretty quickly, she said. If we don't have a date planned within 2 weeks, my effort will go elsewhere. As I
Damn.
think it signifies the other person's commitment to dating, development, and a real connection. As for flirting, it's about creating excitement and energy while keeping things classy.
Yeah. That's
Preston
literally
Guyton
another
said
version of
flirting.
what the boomer said. So what? Give me another generation. I better hear
Okay,
something really interesting here.
okay. Next up is the millennials.
No. Let me guess.
Be friendly.
Be yourself. Be friendly. If you have the opportunity, crack a joke and don't put on airs. Is that essentially what's about to come?
You nailed it. Be friendly and witty. They said millennials often mix humor with longer chats
Oh
and show
man.
more of their personality in prompts. Simone's non creepy flirting advice can be summed up as follows: safety, positivity, and reciprocity are the three things to keep in mind when flirting, which means the goal is to show someone you're interested while giving them space to decide if they're interested too.
Yeah. That's the same.
Um,
That's respect one another. That's it. We just heard that from two other generations.
Richard Lewington, an older
He sounds
millennial, focused
fancy.
on being he focused on being respectful of the other person's boundaries and showing a real interest in them. My current girlfriend tells me that what caught her attention was the fact that I said that I found her intriguing rather than the cliche go-to compliment of beautiful.
Nice ass.
Yeah, exactly. Check out the bazooms. Hey, hey, do you do a little suckernick on the side? Because I got a
Okay.
lady that I subscribed to. All right, do you want another generation, Johnny? You
Please.
want the final one here?
The Zoomers, the future of our world. They are going to make everything different. They're going to absolutely fix all the problems that we've all created. I hope it's something other than be nice and respectful and crack a joke once in a while.
Well, Johnny, they use different terms, but they say all the same thing of be complimentary, cheeky, and authentic.
It's so stupid.
That God, where do they find these people? We had Rocky Moretti. Who's responding to this particular article from HuffPost? Because here's Val Barone is her name, a 24-year-old who dates women. I'm very mindful of how unwanted advances can make a woman feel uncomfortable and at worst unsafe. That can make flirting a little difficult, especially considering I'm not exactly an extrovert.
So
My
be
approach is usually
respectful
finding.
and this is making me so mad.
My approach is usually finding something to compliment a girl on that's not sexual or potentially
Right.
inappropriate,
Yeah.
her glasses or purse, etc.
Respect
She has found
boundaries.
that the women on the receiving end will often compliment her back. At this stage, Barone says, we'll try to make it clear that I'm into women, and if they're not, they will follow suit. Good flirting is all about wit and charm, especially in today's dating scene, says Nisha Sharma. Sharma is now married, but said that when she was on the apps, my go to technique was always to send a cute and cheeky, I say GIF, they may say GIF, usually the one of Snow White blowing a kiss and waving, or the one of Jess from New Girl wiggling her glasses up and down.
Mm-hmm.
No one likes feeling
And that eggplant
objectified.
that gets bigger and smaller when you poke on it.
Right, exactly. In true, oh God, listen to this name. In true Zoomer fashion, Florine Tideman said, I love someone who will chat, show interest, make eye contact, and ask questions. If you have me laughing quickly, you're doing well. I
My
hate
God.
cliched lines or conversations, and I'm much more into creating a sense of intimacy between us with real talk, Johnny. They want the real, be your authentic real self. From
How did
Boomer to Gen Z, it's all the same shit.
How did the person who did this story for the Huffington Post come back to the editor and say, "Wow, do I have a doozy here? This is going to rock the internet."
It's going to blow you away that people think for flirting, you should be authentic and funny and listen intently.
Their answers were surprise. No, they not. No, they're not.
They're all the same.
If we had a time machine and could go back to 18th century or something, and be respectful, be polite, maybe make her smile once in a while. What is that?
Yes, that is. Here's one difference though. This is one difference that Christy Woodgate.
Okay.
God, what are these names?
Is this
The
going to
founder of
surprise
a
me? Because it better.
of a wine. No, that's not going to surprise you. But here's the difference: that guests age 45 and over typically offer their phone number or email, and men in this group often add that they're happy to send the first message, whereas the younger kids ask for the Insta or what's your TikTok handle.
So in other words, a
Mind blowing.
variation of
Mind
how can I
blowing.
get in touch with you?
Right.
Hell.
Mind blowing. Mind blowing. From Ryan Lindley to Rocky Marcetti to Val Barone. Everything is just amazing in this goddamn article.
Oh, you will be surprised.
Talking to everyone she meets like they're the most interesting person in the world. Guess what? You know what I should do? I'm just going to call. I'm going to see if I can find one random quote that I haven't said yet and see if you can guess which generation.
Okay.
I'm also a fan of the subtle hand on the shoulder when laughing or discovering commonalities in conversation. It's not. She added, but then added that this can veer to creepy territory if the person initiating doesn't read how the other person responds to the subtle touch. So, what generation is a fan of subtle hand on the shoulder when laughing or discovering commonalities in conversation?
The hell if I know. I
That
don't know.
would be Gen X.
Okay.
Gen X thinks that's great.
All right.
You shouldn't do that to a boomer, I guess. I don't know.
No, I mean, okay, don't be a creep. That's pretty universal.
I think we all could agree on that one. for certain.
God. I know, it's getting to the point where we're too good for the internet. We used to be too good for radio.
Now we're too good for the one last one. Here, let's see if you can guess which
No.
generation here. This one says, I've had dates after asking people if the seat next to them is taken and offering a small compliment, such as I like their jacket or asking about the book they're reading. I make an effort to create a low pressure opportunity for flirting to happen. It's a millennial. It's a millennial.
Okay.
It's Camilla Patterson, 38. I know.
Aren't you glad you
It was all
clicked
the
on
same.
this?
I am so glad. I am so glad that I wasted your time and everyone else's of basically finding out that the best way to flirt with someone is not be a creepy asshole
Yeah.
and just be yourself and act interested or be interested. Shocking.
I hope we've changed some lives tonight.
Yes, I believe we have. Uh-oh. That life has changed.
Time now for This Week in Slow-Mo, where we find calamity on the internet, slow it down and break it down, and try to figure out exactly what went wrong, when. And look, I mean,
That's bad news.
yeah, he stepped where he shouldn't have stepped. This one I really like because not only does the video entertain me, but there's something about the audio that's particularly funny too. So let's watch what happens to this little handyman who's just trying to install a ceiling or something. I don't know what he's doing there.
Oh. Uh-oh.
Okay.
Is he alive? Did he get stuck into a pit of despair?
Here's how we know that he's fine. If you listen right after he goes into the well, you hear him chuckle at his own idiocy.
Oh, there it is. Yes. What is that? Like the side of a? It's like the side of a house almost.
Yeah,
It
I
looks
think.
like.
Yeah, he might be. Maybe he's up on the. Obviously, he's up on a higher floor, and maybe he's going to put some insulation down, or maybe they've made an extension. He might be in an attic. I don't know where he is, but if you own a house, don't step on those.
No, you got to step along. I
Yeah.
I learned that the hard way. You don't do that.
Did you go through one?
I almost did. It was
Yeah.
thankfully I was a child, and that's when I got yelled at tremendously by my mom. Like, no, back when you had to get the Christmas tree from up in the
Oh, right.
attic, and so you had to like go back and like, but it's like, stay on the boards. You can't step. It's like, what about here? No, you can't step there. Gonna end up like this.
Yeah.
He's good right there.
Yeah, he's
I
got
think he
it,
just
and then he
forgets
just
where he's
blanks
at.
out.
Well, at least he can laugh at himself for being a dope. I love that part of the whole equation.
I do too.
Wow. I think what they were trying to do is that the panel that he has next to him on the left of the screen when he's walking,
Uh-huh.
I think that's what they're trying to put over the entire rest of those so this kind of situation doesn't happen again. I
Oh, yeah,
think
sure.
he's putting those so that you can walk across it without having to fall through those slats.
Yeah, you're right. He's probably putting down a subfloor or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And yeah, I think he was kind of in Zen mode there, and he just blanked. He just thought
Is
it's
that
a
the
floor
worst?
like any other floor.
It's the worst. We've all been there where we just blank out and something dumb happens. That's the best part for me. That
And
is
just
the absolute best part.
it is, and the individual slats making a very clear bowling pin sound as they all go
Yes.
down on him. Because because you know that they all came. He was on the ground and they kept just
And they
hitting
just
him on the
they
head.
kept hitting him
Every one of
one
them
at a
just boink
time.
boink 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 boink, like in a
Ah,
cartoon, and just
nickels.
wouldn't stop.
Exactly.
The anguish cam is pretty quick, but I think there are a couple of points where right here thinks he can pull out of this, right?
Yes, he thinks he has the strength to go against gravity pulling him down. He's
Yeah.
got the upper body ability to catch these two and kind of swing it like he's on a pommel horse and swing himself back up through. But that's not going to happen.
And then even 2 frames later in anguish, he has one final look at the horizon before he never sees land again.
Yes, he's like, I can do this. Nope.
What's that?
He's like, at that point, he was like, I think I can still do this.
Yeah.
And then he just disappears.
Yeah, it really, the difference between here of I can catch myself and then here of
Here.
it's over for me.
I'm done.
This is where I will die. Bury me here.
I'm the chef from the Edmund Fitzgerald. Been nice to know you.
So much noise.
Yes.
It's just so damn noisy. I love every bit of that. Oh my god.
Yes. Just right there.
Oh,
That's a great laugh.
thank you. Oh man. See, that's how we know he's okay. If you would have
Yes.
said, my ankle is now part of my chest, then he wouldn't be okay. But I think
I will say he just flirted great. He was authentic self, and he made a joke and laughed.
yeah, that's
He
true.
he did a great job. He was
Yep.
authentic self.
A little step,
I got this.
step over here,
And whoop.
He disappears so quickly, though. I mean, he's just like, now I'm on the first floor.
He's just gone.
Yeah, that's it. Once I was up here, now
I'm
I'm
out.
down there, and I'm done.
I'm out. I gotta look. I'll start scouring for and if you have one, anyone watching, and send it to us. I would like a Christmas one because we have a Christmas spectacular show in a couple of weeks that we'll have to put together where we'll have to dissect and go through some crappy Christmas songs again and give some suggestions. And if we can find a Christmas slow-mo, there's one out there of a tree
Yeah.
falling or Santa getting stuck somewhere, or Santa falling off a roof, or please daddy don't get drunk this Christmas type situation. I know there's got to be one.
Yeah, I know I've got one in the file here of somebody stringing some lights, and they come down off a ladder. It's another Ring camera.
Oh, okay.
Event, so that's a possible one there.
Okay, I'll scour as well. Wow. Making a joyful noise.
Oh, yes, exactly. Oh, that's so good. So good.
Yes, it is.
All right. I'll figure out why the hell we weren't on Twitch. I'm gonna give him, I'm gonna call Twitch himself, Mr. Twitch, and say, hey,
I'm
you
gonna
know who we
get,
are? I don't either.
Get Shirley Manson on them and say that they're basically beachballs.com.
Right.
And she'll give them the what for.
Yeah.
And another thing, Twitch, do you know about Palestinian kids don't have internet?
We'll be back again on Tuesday of next week for 'Tis the Holiday
Yes, all this
Season.
month. Special
And-
Tuesday editions.
Like, subscribe, share, laugh at things. Don't take life too seriously. We'll see you
And
soon.
be your authentic self.